This is a new jurisprudence under Article 294, robbery with violence against or intimidation of persons. This is People versus Ngano Sugan and others, GR number 192789, March 23, 2011. The facts of the case. On the evening of February 8, 1998, the group of Gaga Latam, Saligu Kuyan, Ngano Sugan, Nga Ben Latam, and one alias Francine, all armed with guns, entered Fortunato de los Reyes residence in Purok Rojas 1, Lamsugod, Sorala, South Cotabato, and declared a hold-up. Camison Acoy and Cosme Latam stayed outside and acted as lookouts. The armed men entered Fortunato's house and ordered its occupants to drop to the ground. They asked for the location of the money and other valuables. They took cash amounting to 10,000 pesos, personal belongings worth 5,000 pesos, and an air gun valued at 2,800. Nestor, a son of Fortunato, was brought by Ngano outside the house and shot him. Reggie, another son of Fortunato, ran to his parents' house when he heard the gunshot. When he arrived, Camison and Cosme pointed a knife and a gun at him and told him not to enter the house. Reggie heard Nestor shout that he had been hit. Thereafter, all the 7 armed men left. Reggie rushed Nestor to the hospital, but the latter died due to multiple gunshot wounds. The regional trial court found the appellants guilty beyond reasonable doubt of robbery with homicide committed by a band and sentenced them to suffer the penalty of reclusion perpetua. The Court of Appeals affirmed RTC's decision in toto. So the issue here is whether or not the appellants committed the crime of robbery with homicide. The ruling of the Supreme Court is yes, the appellants are guilty beyond reasonable doubt of crime of robbery with homicide, but the Supreme Court modified the designation of the offense by the regional trial court. There is robbery with homicide when a homicide is committed either by reason or on occasion of the robbery. To sustain a conviction for robbery with homicide, the prosecution must prove the following elements: the taking of personal property belonging to another with intent to gain, with the use of violence or intimidation against a person, and on the occasion or by reason of the robbery, the crime of homicide, as used in its generic sense, was committed. So a conviction requires certitude that the robbery is the main purpose and objective of the malefactor, and the killing is merely incidental to the robbery. The intent to rob must precede the taking of human life, but the killing may occur before, during, or after the robbery. And in the present case, no doubt exists that the overriding intention was to rob Fortunato's house. The court, however, point out that the lower courts found the appellants guilty of robbery with homicide committed by a band. This is an erroneous denomination of the crime committed, as there is no crime of robbery with homicide committed by a band. If robbery with homicide is committed by a band, the indictable offense would still be denominated as robbery with homicide under Article 294, Paragraph 1 of the Revised Penal Code, which reads that any person guilty of robbery with the use of violence against or intimidation of any person shall suffer the penalty of reclusion perpetua to death when by reason or on occasion of the robbery the crime of homicide shall have been committed, or when the robbery shall have been accompanied by rape or intentional mutilation or arson.